Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you all my Spider Numbers Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile for post Battles of Legend Monstrous Revenge. We got some awesome new Spider support from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal manga in the latest Battles of Legend. This set basically sets up the lineup for you to be able to summon out your number Spider monsters. There's a good variety of them, and a lot of them can just overlay into another copy, so you can build up those Xyz materials on the different number monsters you have, depending on which one you go into, whether it be number 84, number 77, number 35. We're running all of them in this deck, along with the new Baby Spider and Mother Spider Splitter lineup to help special summon those other spiders out onto the field to summon out these monsters. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and we'll start off with the main deck monsters. For our new spider monsters, we're running 3 copies of Mother Spider Splitter. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can tribute this card, and you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except for Xyz monsters, and also special summon up to 3 baby spiders from your hand and or deck. And if you do, they become level 5, but cannot be used as material for an Xyz summon except for the Xyz summon of a dark monster. You can only use this effect of Mother Spider Splitter once per turn. So you have the restriction of being able to special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except for Xyz monsters, but that's our main play to go for in the deck anyway. And then having our main go-to summon off of Mother Spider Splitter being our Baby Spider. So we're running 3 copies of this card as well. You need 3 for the combo anyway. With Baby Spider, you can tribute 1 dark monster, increase the levels of all baby spiders you control by the level of that tributed monster, and you can pay half your life points, banish this card from your graveyard, and detach 1 material from your dark Xyz monster, then target 1 dark monster in your graveyard and special summon it. You can only use each effect of Baby Spider once per turn, but you'll use 1 of these spiders to then raise the levels of the other 2 spiders, since if you summon them off of Mother Spider Splitter, they'll all be level 5 on the field, tributing the 1 to then give you a 2 level 10 Baby Spider lineup on the field, which then you will use to overlay into your number 35 Ravenous Tarantula on the field. So it helps with that, but then also gives us more of a special summon lineup for our dark monsters using the banish effect from the graveyard for some of the other insect monsters we run. The level increase definitely does come in handy. Depending on what monster we tribute, we can also adjust the levels of the other ones on the field. But for additional insect support, also running 2 copies of Guard Mantis. You can pay 1,000 life points to special summon this card from your hand in defense position, but while it's face up in the monster zone, you cannot special summon monsters except for insect monsters, and during your opponent's turn quick effect, you can target 1 insect monster you control, change its battle position. So it's more of a defensive kind of card, but just another easy special summon by just being able to pay 1,000 life points. We do run some rank 4 Xyz plays in the deck as well, including our number 70, Malevolent Sin. So if you have this and another level 4 insect monster running, you can overlay into that monster with the deck also. And also running 2 copies of Humongous Hive Hedgeman Zex Stagger. You gain 300 attack for each insect monster on the field, except for this card. You can only use each of the following effects of this card once per turn. If an insect monster is special summoned, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. And during the end phase, activate this effect. Each player can special summon 1 insect monster from their hand or graveyard, but negate their effects. So it just gives you more and more resources from the graveyard for you to use onto the field as well. If you have another level 8 monster to summon out, then you also have your rank 8 Xyz plays to use, being this card also being a level 8 monster because of it. We're also running 3 copies of Dragon Bite, a level 4 dark insect monster. When it's normal summon, you can special summon 1 level 4 lower insect monster from your hand, and you can banish 1 level 4 lower insect from your graveyard or face up on the field and target 1 face up monster you control. Increase its level by the level of the banished monster until the end of this turn. You can only use each effect of Dragon Bite once per turn, but more level adjustment in the deck to definitely come in handy for some of the other cards we may want to go into, depending on the specific rank of the Xyz monster we want to summon out. So Dragon Bite has good adjustment, and it's also a tuner monster, so we do have some synchro plays if need be when being able to summon out another level 4 or lower insect monster to use with this card. For more search power, now this next spot can either be Resonance Insect or the Gokapon, like I'm running here. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 insect monster with 1,500 or less attack from your deck to your hand. So this card just being destroyed could be what you need to add your Mother Spider Splitter to your hand, just adding that 1 insect monster with 1,500 or less attack, and then this gives you your 3 baby spiders on the field also. But if you want to run Resonant Insect, you have more of a banish option, thanks to that card as well, with your Gokapon. So you could just take out the Gokapon for the 3 Resonant Insects if you have them. And for the next lineup, I am running a small B-Trooper lineup, so 3 copies of B-Trooper Assault Roller. You can special summon this card from your hand by banishing 1 insect monster from your graveyard. You can only special summon Assault Roller once per turn this way. Gains 200 attack for each insect you control, except for this card. And when it's destroyed by battle, you can add 1 B-Trooper monster from your deck to your hand. So the other 2 B-Trooper monsters we run being the 1 Scale Bomber and the 1 Mighty Neptune for another level 8 target for our go-to with Zex Stagger. And then also being able to special summon it by shuffling through your banished insects back into the main deck. So we can also use this card as a way to recycle our baby spiders back into the deck after banishing them. And the Scale Bomber, if it's normal special summon to your field, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand, giving you that additional insect monster on the field for you to use also. With the last of the insects that I run in the main deck being the 1 copy of Queen Butterfly Danis, another level 8. If you control this normal summon / set card, you can target up to 3 level 4 or lower insect monsters in your graveyard. Change this card's attack to 0 and special summon those monsters but negate their effects. But just more monster resources to get on the field. We do run a couple of the insect link monsters in the deck also, so just being able to have some easy monsters to then go into those cards is always a big help, and just another level 8 target for the Zex Stagger. The last of the main deck monsters just being a hand trap of choice, Ash Blossom, to stop any of your opponent's plays that may try to use against you for these cards. Moving on now to the spells, I run 3 copies of Insect Invitation. You tribute 1 monster to special summon 1 insect monster from your deck whose level is 1 higher than the tributed monster had on the field. So if you just have one of your level 4 monsters, you can use your Insect Invitation just to tribute that monster to then summon out your main go-to card for the engine, being your Mother Spider Splitter. And then you're not restricted from the extra deck with this summon. You just are once the summon of your Xyz Dark monster when you summon out the baby spiders, but it's just another level 5 monster to get out onto the field, also thanks to this card. And also for some of the one-ups for the spells, 1 copy of Call by the Grave, 1 Gold Sarcophagus for more of the shuffle back banish option, or if you do decide to run the Resonance Insect, the 1 Monster Reborn, and the 1 Allure of Darkness, since the baby spider and the mother spider, and a couple of the other insects are dark, so more of a draw engine to also set up some of our banished cards. With the last of the cards being in the deck being the trap lineup. So for the traps, I'm running 3 copies of Prey of Yugioh. It special summons as an earth insect monster level 5 onto the field. Now using it with your setup, you could have your special summon Mother Spider Splitter on the field thanks to the Insect Invitation. Then you can summon out your Prey of Yugioh, having 2 level 5 monsters to then overlay into your Inzektor Exostag, which you can use this card then to detach 1 and target 1 monster your opponent controls and equip it to this card, taking away one of a pesky monster your opponent may have and just putting it face up in your spell and trap card zone. I also run 3 copies of Back to the Front for more of a special summon resource from the graveyard, even if you just have to summon back one of your Xyz monsters, let's say that you had summoned out onto the field, to then use for a rank up play that you might not have gotten to do. And then also 2 copies of Infinite Impermanence. If you want to run a 3rd copy of this card, you can always decrease the number of Prey of Yugioh since it's just in here for that insect special summon from the spell and trap card zone. And now moving on to the extra deck for our spider monsters. I'm running 2 copies of number 70, Malevolent Sin. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card, target 1 monster your opponent controls, banish it until your opponent's next standby phase. And at the end of damage step, if this card attacked, you can make this card gain 300 attack, and if you do, increase its rank by 3. So just a rank increase, but also a 2400 attack point monster that can hit for some pretty heavy damage after you get rid of the monster on the field, and just needing 2 level 4 monsters to make it. And also the 1 copy of number 35, Ravenous Tarantula, needing 2 level 10 monsters. It's our main go-to card to summon out with the baby spiders, and then also being able to then overlay into number 84, Pain Gainer, and then from there, the number 77, Seven Sins, or using the additional summon if you have either one of these monsters out, and you use your Back to the Front play, having that other monster, then you can just summon out number 77 again with that monster you special summon from the graveyard. For more of the generic Xyz monsters, the 1 copy of Inzektor Exostag, the 1 Volcasaurus, the 1 Zombie Vampire for more graveyard setup with our level 8 monsters, and the 1 Zeus with all the other Xyz monsters, just has another overlay target with all the materials we can build up on them as well. And then for the Link monsters, I run 2 copies of V Trooper Armor Horn, the additional normal summon play, along with Pico Felina for the discard to target another insect you control, and equip 1 insect from your deck to it as an equip spell, and then gaining an additional attack, and then you can target 3 insects in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, and get more draw power, so you can recycle your baby spiders once again in your mother spider splitter, with our bigger boss monster being the giant V Trooper Invincible Atlas, with our synchro monster being the Diabolantis, the Menacing Mantis, as just a level 8 synchro to use with our Dark Tuner that we run in the form of Dragobite, and the other level 4 that you can summon onto the field with it. And then as for some of the go-to plays in the deck, as I said before, the main play revolves around your Mother Spider Splitter. So you can just summon out this card onto the field and then tribute it for its own play. If you control no monsters, just an easy special summon of this card, tributing it, and then you can get your 3 baby spiders onto the field. The Mother Spider Splitter also makes them level 5, so then you can use one of the baby spiders, tributing one other one to raise the levels of the other 2 by the level of that baby spider, which was level 5, so they'll both be level 10, and then you can overlay them into your go-to number 35 Ravenous Tarantula, and then on top of that you can use a rank 10 monster or your Pain Gainer to overlay into that, and then from there you have your number 77, the 7 Sins, being able to exceed summon this card using a rank 10 or 11 dark monster you control as exceeds material, and then attaching him onto it also. If summoned this way, the following effect cannot be activated this turn. Once per turn you can detach 2 exceeds material from this card to banish as many special summon monsters your opponent controls as possible, then attach one of those banished monsters to this card's exceeds material, and if this face-up card on the field would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can detach 1 exceeds material instead. And you have a 4,000 attack point monster on the field, making it that much more difficult for your opponent just to get over this setup to begin with. And if anything, after your summon restrictions are done on the following turn and you need a better answer with more materials on it, you could just summon your Zeus on top of this card as well. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. Just a different take on the insect deck with all the new spider monsters we got from the Battles of Legend, Monstrous Revenge. And I hope you all enjoyed. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And Kira, Twig out.